Welcome to the first unit in mathematics, where we are going to be looking at numbers and numeration. So in this particular unit, we are going to cover the following topics. We are going to look at number concepts and operations. We are going to look at ratio, rates, and proportions. We are also going to cover rational numbers, approximation, estimation, and limits of accuracy. We're also going to look at ordinary and standard form, and of course we are also going to cover number bases and some of the equations that are associated with number bases. I hope you enjoy the lesson. Let's look at the objectives of the lesson. So after going through this unit, you should be able to do the following things. You should be able to distinguish between rational and irrational numbers. You should be able to perform operations involving real numbers. You should be able to convert a number in one base to another. You should be able to solve equations involving number bases. So as we continue to deal with numbers and numeration, it is very important for us to define what a number is. So a number is a way to represent quantity. Numbers are not something that you can touch or hold because they are not physical. So that's why in everything that we quantify in the world, we have to use numbers. If you are to talk about the amount of money that a person has, you have to use numbers. If you are to talk about the mass of a person, you have to use numbers. So numbers represent quantity. The first group of numbers that we are going to look at is the real numbers. So what are real numbers? Real numbers are numbers that are found on a number line, so they are both negative and positive. So if we look at our number line, it has got numbers that are stretching to the right, which are positive numbers, and they stretch up to infinity. And then we have numbers that stretch to the left, and these are negative numbers. They also stretch to infinity. So any number that falls within the number line is called a real number. It could be a decimal fraction, it could be any kind of a number, as long as it is expressed or as it can be expressed in a number line, it is called a real number. So still looking at real numbers, you'll notice that below I've given you different types or examples of real numbers. So we've got root 5, which is a real number because it can also be expressed, if calculated, it can be expressed in a number line as well. We've got the decimal 2.45434. That's another number that can also be indicated on a number line. We've got the fraction, which is 7/3. It is also a real number. We've got pi, which is 22/7. We know the real number of pi. We also have got negative 58. We've got negative 19/8. We've got negative 56.8. So all these are examples of real numbers. Remember, one of our objectives is to make sure that the students are able to identify real numbers after the lesson. So having shed more light on what real numbers are, may you try to find out examples of real numbers in the list that is given below. We've got 1 plus 9/5, which is the first set. We've got 6k. We've got minus half. We have minus 9. We also have 3x. We've got 4z. We've got 2 pi. We also have got 7. And last but not least, we have x/3. So having all these I want you to identify real numbers. For more exercises and more quizzes, please check on the LMS platform.